another episode of Mr. Alan Super Show. But tonight we have a very special guest, my friend. A guy that many of you wrote many messages, and your message to him is the same all time. Where is my figure? Where is my order? You say it's dead with my guest tonight, and my guest is Chris Gawrych. Welcome, Chris, to the show.
That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, man.
Now, because you honored me with that, you did ask for, you had a special request, I should say.
Yes.
Do you remember what that special request was?
Yes, it was about your outfit, my friend.
You got it.
Wow, my friends, there is another Mr. Alan tonight. And it's absolutely awesome that I'm in white and you in black. So the two sides of myself, awesome.
I don't know how long this is going to stay on because I meant to shave and it doesn't want to stay on. And I cannot play this, but I'm going to sing you a little song. I'm an old man and I use wired headphones. Okay, there we go. Ready? Mr. Allen. That's it. That's all I got. I don't sing. There goes my beard. No.
Awesome.
All right. Can I keep this on the whole time?
Super cool. Yes.
I was so happy when you were wearing white because it was perfect. We could not have planned this any better. And my mustache is not as cool as your mustache. I'm very jealous of your mustache.
It's super cool because you're in black and white. It was totally casual, but also intentional because of the destiny, my friend.
That's right. That's right. I got to tell you, man, so I'll just start off with this. So today we had a lot of people in the office. We had, who did we have? We had Eric. He was in today. And we had Trevor. And he was picking up some stuff. And he's going to be doing some photography, his beautiful photography that we all love and look forward to every single time because he just makes everything so much better. And we were getting stuff ready for next week, which is, G-Con. And then we had our kind of our usual crew. We had Bill and Cameron and Joe and excuse me. And then who else we had? We had Diego stop by. Like it was for a Saturday. It was crazy. There was so many people here. Awesome. And on top of that, we were all looking forward to tonight because we all love you. We all love your show. Eric is definitely going to be on soon. After maybe in about 2 weeks, he'll have more free time. But my mustache, this is horrible. I'm looking at myself. Ow! I'm taking it off. I'm keeping this on though.
I try, but don't work with me.
Mine is just a mess. And mine is white. And yours is beautiful. But yeah, so we were all excited and we were all talking about you today. You got a lot of love in the office and it's fun. Eric is definitely looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, my friend. I'm very happy for that because I tell you a story. I start my Mythic Legions project on this channel. I have a secret project that will be revealed soon, but also my stop motion series,
right?
My review in general. I start last April because of my first interview. After my first interview with CB, I got to website because I knew before Mythic Legions, but not so much like after the interview because it started to become so curious because I'm a HeroQuest fan. I like fantasy. I have orc, this type of creature. And I
Right.
saw that blow my mind. I saw, oh my God, this is for me. This is absolutely for me. I need this figure. I spend a lot of money to find some old figure on the aftermarket. So, and I pick some character because I create my story, my faction, but with the Mythic Legions figure. And then when I start that, I stop to collect all other stuff because Mythic Legions is a big push for creativity. And I like
Yeah.
that so much. Is the reason why we have a lot of artists in this community. And now I collect all that because of the quality of the art that you can find in this figure, the details, and this stuff is so magic to an artist like me because I start to write a story for my stop motion. And so never is like Mythic Legions. And also the community is not casual. The community of Mythic Legions, the Cabal, is a community of artists. This is super cool to me. I still excited today. Now we are November, April, November, 7 months later. It's still like the first time that I got my first figure, King Brandon.
Yeah, King Bromden's awesome. I love him. For a little pipsqueak, he's awesome. And it's funny, actually, King Bromden, it's funny because you just look at him and you, at least for me, like you automatically kind of assume he's a good guy, but he's not. You know, but you can make him whatever you want. I mean, just like I said, I mean, people come up with their own stories, their own backstories, their own, you know, biography, whatever. And then, you know, you got people like Trevor who, you know, they do the photography and they breathe life into it. Like these figures now, you know, I handle the production. I do all the, you know, the factory, all that, the development, everything. When it looks beautiful, you're welcome. When there's something wrong, it's the factory's fault. But, but I mean, I love the way they look. They look beautiful. But when you've got somebody like Trevor, pew pew, I call him Trevor pew pew because 1.6 shooter. He just takes it to a whole nother level, and he literally like breathes life into them. And you know, it's going to be great when we have our next week. We have our intern for a day, and and that'll be on Thursday. And so we'll have a bunch of people here, and we're going to be, you know, same as every year. Like we have different stations, and we're going to, you know, show them different things like, you know, painting and sculpting and printing and photography and all that. So with Trevor, you know, he'll have like a little station kind of set up. He'll go over some of the, you know, the behind the scenes and details of how to light your figure, how to make it look good and all this stuff. Now, there'll be some people there that already know this because, you know, a lot of people that are coming are such big fans that they do some of this stuff already. But, you know, it'd be awesome to have Trevor there. It's like going, you know, actually coming here with everyone that's going to be here. It's like those, those master classes or whatever it is. You know, you're going to have all these amazing professionals in here and you're going to learn so much. So it's awesome.
Absolutely. But tell me something about you. So some throwback about you. How start everything for you in this type of career? How start? Tell me something about that.
Oh, man. That's a long time ago. I'll tell you, the very, 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 very first thing. I mean, I grew up drawing, and you know, when I was a kid, I remember drawing dinosaurs because, like most kids, you know, love dinosaurs, and I drew dinosaurs. Started with stencil, and then I was looking at pictures and, you know, copying them and making my own dinosaurs and everything. So it was cool. Kept drawing. I was going to get into medical illustration, but realized you have to study basically to become a doctor, and I'm not that smart, so I know I wasn't going to get into that. And then when I was in must have been like right after high school, so I was in college, and one of my early jobs was working in a toy store, like a small toy store, you know. And there was one guy that was coming in, and he, for however it happened, I think he talked to my boss, and my boss knew that I, like, you know, was artsy. And he was looking for like custom figures, you know, like taking a simple, like animated, you know, Batman and making it into an animated space ghost. You know, it's very simple. You just cut off the ears, you know, and then paint it. So I did that. And then that was like my real first kind of taste, you know. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Started doing that. And I did like, I don't know, 30 or 40 custom figures for this guy. he was a great client. He wanted more and more and more. I was like, sure, you got money, no problem. And then after that, started sculpting like heads for 12-inch figures, and then like busts, and then eventually trying to do like a full figure. And at that point, I was going around to like conventions, just, like there's Chiller convention, there's Monster Mania convention, and they have all the like the horror, stars from the movies and stuff, Freddy and Jason and all that cool stuff. And that's when NECA Toys was starting, and they were at the shows too, because they were still small, small potatoes. And so they were going to the shows and having tables and stuff. And I got to meet Randy and Kyle, and Kyle, I looked up to him because he's like a great sculptor, and I'm like, oh my God, teach me. And he was very cool. Always was very willing to chat, give you tips and tricks, and look at your stuff and say, maybe try this, maybe try that. Maybe, I don't know, 2 years later, I started really begging Randy and Kyle for a job. Like, please, man, please give me a job. And they were like, you should go to McFarlane first. And I'm like, I don't want to go to McFarlane. There's too many horror stories about McFarlane. I don't want to go there. So they was like, all right. They gave me a chance, and I did my first figure, and it was Scut Farkas from A Christmas Story. Still one of my favorite pieces I ever did, and like did the full figure. Actually, so when you do it, you sculpt it at 12 inches, and in China, they shrink it down to 6. And from there, I spent 10 years sculpting, 9 years also at the same time going to China. So I've been to China like 45 times and doing the production and doing the tooling and all that. And then at the same time, I started also helping out Fourhorsemen on the side. And, I've been helping Fourhorsemen from now probably like 10 years. And so a couple of years after I was out of NECA, we finally decided to do something as a more full-time role at Fourhorsemen Studios. So coming up in January will be 2 years that I've been full-time. But, I've worked on so many of the pieces here. Like, we just did something to showcase. I can't really give it away because it's a big surprise, but we did something to showcase our figures. And it's like, you look at it and you're like, wow, that's a lot of figures. And I'm like, I'm so proud that I get to work on them, like that they look so good. I'm so proud of my factory. I'm so proud of the people that work here. I always say it's a team effort. Everybody that works here contributes, and they do such kick-ass work that it's amazing. And I'm so like honored. Even now, even after working with the Horsemen for 10 years, I'm still honored to be a part of that family. And I tell them all the time, and they know it. That's why they can't get rid of me.
Also because I think that you understand the philosophy of a company or toy company with their figure, because you find something different in the Mythic Legions, for example, because when I got the first one, again, Kim Brondon, and when I saw this figure, I was surprised, not just for the quality, for the realistic stuff, because it looks like to have a character jump out from the screen for whatever movie, fantasy movie, But at the same time, you understand when you got the first figure, because later you confirm that. But with the first figure, you understand that the people behind that are truly artists. So they this stuff because they love do this stuff. And they are collector too, because you understand they respect the people that buying the figure, also for the message. I showed in my review also the message to use the dryer, to don't break the figure. This is a perfect example of they are, their philosophy they are, and also the respect they have for the collector, because you understand they love their figure. So they take care of the figure also after the selling of them. So I like that. I like this philosophy of Fourhorsemen.
Yeah, I gotta say, like with a lot of there's a lot of things I want to say based on what you just said. The fact that we we try to always take care of the customers because it's like family. You know what I mean? Like when I'm emailing people, because I also do customer service, as you know, where's my order? But I always try and treat them like family. I mean, sometimes you got that brother that's a pain in the ass, you know, and it's kind of like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But I always try and, you know, do right by them. And they've always been that way for Horsemen. Like it's always been, if they have a problem with their figure, we try to send them a replacement part or, you know, whatever to kind of help them out. So something I did with the factory was, okay, before we would have to like open up a figure, you know what I mean? Like a perfectly good packaged figure just to take an arm and nail it out. You know what I mean? It's like sucks. So I'm like, okay, well, why don't we do this instead? Why don't we just have the factory send us, you know, X amount of figures in a bag, not assembled, so that all the parts are already, you know, separate. So somebody needs a hand, there's a hand. Somebody needs an arm, leg, whatever. It's all right there. We're not wasting a perfectly good figure, you know? And sometimes the factory messes up. They miss a piece. Like, okay, this guy had one wing instead of two. He's supposed to have two wings, you know? It's the factory's fault. So factory needs to, you know, step up and send us those pieces for free too. You know what I mean? It's like, we paid for it. Give us those pieces. So things like that, you know, yeah, it's like, it's harder when it's international, but we try to take care of everybody no matter where they are. Sometimes, you know, some requests are unreasonable, but you know, you do your best that you can. And a lot of people know that, recognize it. Actually, let me just see if I have it right here. Yeah. Like, so I generally don't like to, you know, like show off or show it off or brag or anything, but because it means a lot to me, this is just see, like all these in here, there's a bunch of emails that I printed up when people send like super, super nice things that they say, you know what I mean? Because that means something to me. And so I printed up, I don't know why I printed it up. I just printed it up so I have it. But I mean, you know, like, hi, Chris, your continuing communications are excellent and something that sets you apart from most other toy makers. Customers appreciate getting updates on the status of their long-awaited items. You know, yada. I love that stuff, man. Like the people recognize it and tell you about it. That shows they appreciate what you're doing, you know, and it's always easier to complain. So it takes more effort to do something like that. So that's why I continue to keep trying to do the best that I can for the customers, for the family, because, you know, they appreciate it.
Yes, also because this message is a good feedback that you did a good work. So a good philosophy you too with the customer. So that's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. And it's definitely, I feel good when they, you know, yeah, when I know I'm doing a good job, I feel good. But I feel good when they feel good. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of the way I am. Like, if you're happy, I'm happy. You know, if you're not happy, I want to make you happy. You know?
Yes, also because in my opinion, the art in general, so also do an action figures, is creating art, like create a novel or a song or some stuff like that. And each type of art is a type of love for the humanity, in my opinion, for the
Yeah.
human being. Because when you read a book, you watch a movie, you listen a song, you feel better. Also, if you are not in a good moment in your life, you understand a little bit better your life. And also collecting action figures like this one, especially Mythic Legions, they are a type of art. Each figure is a piece of art because of the detail, because you feel the art inside of this figure. So when every time that I got you on a figure, you feel better, you feel happy, and especially you find once again the child inside of you. And this is pretty important in a life. Don't forget the child inside of you, because it's the magic, it's the life that.
Absolutely. I'll never grow up. Actually, you know, and that's funny. I don't know how much you would know about this. Obviously, I'm sure you know Toys R Us when it was around, right?
Yes.
The song was, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. A million toys and Toys R Us that I could play with. But yeah, I don't want to grow up. I'm always going to be a kid, even though my body is falling apart. My back hurts, my shoulder, my knees. I'm a mess. But inside, in the heart, even in the heart's probably going too. But in my soul, I'll be a child. I'll be a kid. And that's all of us. We love making toys. You know what I mean? We love making toys. We love seeing what people are going to do with them. Some of the amazing stuff that everybody does, customizing, photography, story, like the whole nine, and we all feel good. We're all kids. We just want to keep doing this for as long as we possibly can.
Awesome. Do you have there the Elythia paint sample?
Yes. Actually, it's right over in the other room. I'll go grab it. If you want me to get it now, I'll go get it. Yeah, I forgot to pull it over here. You want me to go get it?
Because
Okay, let me get it. Hold on one second.
I playing some music.
Play a song while you're waiting.
My friends, the show is not finished. Chris will return in a few seconds with the Elythia paint samples, because I'm very curious to have a better look of this awesome paint sample, because I pre-ordered this wave. And I like vampire because they live in the night. For example, it's 2 a.m. and 23 minutes, and to me it's normal. For example, I eat dinner at 3 a.m. every day because I live in the night. So I like the vampire in the Elythia wave. In few minutes, in few seconds, we take a closer look of this wave with Chris. And thanks for watching, guys. Share with your friends, with our Mythic family this interview, because it's special. You find 2 Alan in the same time. One is Alan Chris in black, and the other is myself in white. It's casual like the destiny when 2 river comes in the same sea. And I think I'm pretty good to tell a story in English, an impromptu story, because don't forget that I'm Italian and I learned English with wrestling.
I missed the entire song. I can't wait to see it on the replay. I didn't want to leave because I actually wanted to hear what the song was.
This was an impromptu song about myself, you in black and white, the Elythia wave, my life as a vampire, the reason why I like this wave. Because I tell you a story, a little backstory before the stream.
Yeah.
30 minutes before the stream, I thought, now it's time to have a dinner because we have because the time in Italy changed 1 week before than US.
So, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I thought, no problem. I'm in time. I can have a dinner before the stream because the stream will start at 3 a.m. So I'm in time. I talk with my pug. My dog was very, very relaxed. And 30 minutes before the interview, I understand that in US, the time changed tonight or tomorrow. So, oh my God, what happened now? So I started to run with the dog around to put everything in the place. And I never had dinner because I will have dinner later because I was too delay. So
that makes now it all makes sense, because I was getting worried because I'm like, he hasn't sent me an email yet or a link or anything. Maybe let me email him and just make sure. That's actually interesting. I didn't know that the time changed a week earlier.
Yes, a week early. I know that very well because another fun fact for myself, I have another channel bigger than this one, a channel of over 50,000 subscribers, almost 51,000 and 18 million of views. It's a channel of wrestling. My second passion is wrestling.
Oh yeah.
So to do the live stream, because I did the live reaction for Raw, SmackDown, this stuff, I need to know very well the time in US, in Italy, and I understand very well that the time change. But tonight I forgot because I did a new review for Napnik and Goblin Legion build will be coming soon on my channel. And I share also my Skeleton Legion build channel.
Yeah.
And when I did this stuff, I forgot everything, including the time. Is the reason why I was in a rush before the stream.
Actually, I have one thing right here I want to show you really quickly. Hold on, let me just grab it. Okay, don't play a song. I'll be really quick.
Chris, we read. You can see Chris a little bit also right now, guys.
You'll appreciate it. These are some of my little goodies.
Oh wow! You have Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is my favorite. He's my childhood hero, Roddy.
Yep. I mean, I grew up with WWF. I'm 45 years old. I never WWF was it. After that, I was nothing else on wrestling. But I got to meet Piper a few years back at one of the shows and got like pictures. Like somebody, that I knew, like got me in and all that stuff. He was real nice, like it was very nice of him to do. And he got me over. It was Piper and Peter David for They Live. And so, I got to meet both of them, but like just kind of chatting with Piper and taking pictures, and he has his arm around my head and everything. And like, I'm just like, oh my God, Piper's the best. I love him. And he's like autographs and everything. Like he was so cool. When he died, oh my God, I was so upset. It just sucked so much because it's just, you'll never get another, opportunity like that. And actually it was funny, even way back when I was mentioning about the Chiller show and the Monster Mania, Piper was there. He was at one of the shows and he was just, I think he was probably there as a guest and signing and stuff. But then like later on after the show, he was just hanging out down in the restaurant in the bar and everybody was there just talking with him. Like super nice guy. He was just always, he's so cool.
Hey, speaking of wrestling, I agree with you because on this channel I covered the current wrestling because you need to do that. But I did an interview with Barry Horowitz on the channel, for example. Barry Horowitz was a jobber and did Golden Era. And I talked with that also with Jeremy Padawer because was 2 times in my show. He worked in the Jax figure at the time.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about the difference in wrestling of the 80s from today, because the 80s was each character, including for example, Playboy Buddy Rose or the Widowmaker, so mid-carder, or like Hakim, the African Dreams, were just larger than life, also them, also the mid-carder. And I like the Golden Era for that, because each character in the show were a real character. It's not just a jobber. And today we have too much small little guy in wrestling, cruiserweight.
Right.
I don't like that. I won't see a guy like Under the Giants, Hulk Hogan, or a guy like Roddy Piper. Maybe he's not a Giants, but awesome, unbelievable character. Not a guy that looks like a dancer butterfly, but without charisma, no good on microphone. So
yeah, like Piper was amazing because he had Piper's Pit, and he would get under people's skin and just turn the screws and torture them, and then inevitably there'd be a fight.
You remember the coconut scene with Superfly Jimmy Snuka with walking the coconuts of Superfly?
Oh man, Superfly. There's so many. Man, I saw on the back of that one they have Junkyard Dog also, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to look for Junkyard Dog. I had the old, like those big ones that were like a hard rubber, and they didn't, they just were in one pose.
LJN, the LJN figures.
Yeah, yes. And I had Junkyard, and I had Hogan, and a couple others, and then in the ring, and just like bang and ramming them together, and they just bounce, and you can hurt somebody with those, but it's okay.
Super cool. But back to Elitia Wave, I saw
back on track.
This one. Can you show a little bit on the screen? Oh, I like so much this version of Baron Vollegar because looks like a new character.
Right.
this new version. And I saw I haven't the other one, but I pre-ordered that because I like the. I believe also he has a fur piece, a cape of fur. This
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah. He doesn't. We didn't get it with this sample. This was, but he will have like that big fur. But it's it's very interesting to see him without the fur. But
Super cool.
there's
The
so
super
much detail on here. Like you won't be able to see it, but I mean, there's just so much detail. It's crazy.
And
Actually,
tell me something about your when you got a paint sample for that. What is your job? You watch each details. Tell me something about that.
yeah, I mean, I do everything with production from start to finish. From the it's called like the tooling master going over. Then they send the fine cut. We check the fine cut to make sure the details, the articulation, and everything. Then when we get these are like a PPS, pre-production sample. And so when you get these, then you're really looking at, okay, there'll be two different ones. One is just for paint, and then one is like full everything, articulation, how soft is the plastic, paint, the whole nine. So really this is like everything for the most part. And then we're just, and it's not just me. Like when we do this, Eric looks at them, Bill, Cameron, Joe, like we all look at it because I'll miss something, it's natural. And somebody else will be like, oh, what about this little thing over here? Like, oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. But yeah, so we look at it. We, like I said, we're checking the pauldrons and make sure that, okay, well, do they go in nicely? Do they stay in? Everything. Make sure that if it's too hard, this will break if it's too hard. So if you want to have a little bit of flexibility in there, otherwise, especially in cold weather, these things get harder in the cold. And so if they get jostled around too much, or if you bend it, it'll snap, so you want to have a little, have it a little soft. If it's too soft, then it'll get warped and it'll look stupid, so you gotta figure out each piece, how do you want it to be, and then, make sure the head pops on and off nicely, make sure the details are there. And there's just so much detail in here.
So if we have this amazing figure in the final product, also is because of your important work in this process.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's teamwork. It's definitely teamwork. I was sort of mentioning on the live casts that we do with Krotos, there's a little bit. Yeah, a little bit like the white. I want it to be a little bit brighter. I want to have a little bit more of a lighter dry brush on the horns. A couple little things that I want to adjust. But I mean, all the paint detail on here is crazy.
This character is also for this amazing ab sculpt. Also because many parts of the library of all new stuff in these figures that we never see before.
Oh yeah. And you think there's all new stuff now? I'm telling you, man. Next week, people are they're gonna go through the roof. They're gonna see when they see what we're gonna have next week. Next
Friday will be the reveals.
Next Friday. And that's I think it's 10 to 5. I think it's going to be, right? But man, like this line is beautiful. Like I'm so happy with how this line turned out.
This one is Lord Baldric, another
Lord Baldric.
Super cool also.
Yeah, he's beautiful. He is awesome looking.
Yes, this looks like some I don't know why, because he's a black guy, but I get some American Indian vibes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
In this austerity of this character, a little bit.
He's so cool.
And for this one, for example, what is the stuff that you needed to change a little bit during the process that you think that is not what is not okay until now in this sample for you, for example?
This guy is actually I don't even know if there was anything on this guy that we had to change. And this is the first sample we got from the factory.
Wow.
Like the fact that we say it all the time. Cornboy says it all the time too. Like he's always like he's it's his own company, but he's a big cheerleader. He loves, just to constantly he's like, yeah, we get these back from the factory and like 9 times out of 10 they're ready to go, like first shot. And it's true. It's him. Like probably the one that had the most was, like I said, on him. Maybe on Baron Voligar, we're gonna have where is it? I have my contacts, so I can't really say. We're gonna have like in that scar right there, just a little bit more of a paint accent in there to show it a little bit more. Right now it's too clean, but I mean, I don't know, man. These are beautiful. It's not much to change.
Did you have the big guy, the Cembalus, right there?
I have like 3 boxes over here. Let me say, well, I got Phobos. With half of Alithia. The other half fell off. But I mean, this is beautiful. Like the black horse, people have been wanting a black horse, so it's it's amazing. I love the way Phobos looks.
It's the perfect horse for a vampire, in my opinion. You feel the vampire Transylvania vibes in this horse.
Oh yes.
Maybe is an horse that I need also in my real life.
That's true. This is your wave.
Exactly.
Let's see. I got and then I showed this with the custom, cloth on it for Alder by Strupp Family Crafts. I bought that from them because I needed it. I loved it. It was awesome. So he got his antlers.
Welcome, Walter, to the show.
Walter. Hi, Walter. We'll see you soon. See you on Wednesday, Walter. This guy
awesome. This moose is awesome.
He's definitely a crowd favorite for sure. I mean,
absolutely.
He's gorgeous.
Did you know, speaking of wrestling, but because I think that, did you know that in the 70s, early 80s, in the WWF, was a guy, the jobber, called Moose Monroe? Did you know that?
No, I don't know that one. That must have been before I started watching.
I discovered that late because I started to watch the wrestling in the 70s later.
Yeah.
Because I discovered a guy called Ice Tax Calhoun, a guy with 601 pounds, country boy. Ice Tax Calhoun. Check it out later on YouTube.
I can't even imagine weighing that much.
Yes, the biggest of all time in the WWF was Yokozuna.
Yeah.
600 in the late of his career was 666 pounds.
That's a scary number.
Yes, scary number also for his life because he dies so young.
Oh yeah.
He passed away at 33 years old. Yokozuna.
Oh my! It was only 33.
Exactly. Yes.
Holy moly!
Yes, a sad story.
He had a visit from this guy.
There we go. The Cembalus, the big guy. This is awesome.
Yeah, he is damn cool.
And this damn cool. I told you also another story about the Cembalus because I showed the images, for example, to my mother. My mother is not a collector, but so wow, this is super cool. When I got the Skeleton Legion builders last few days ago before to do my live unboxing, and will be more in the future, guys, so stay tuned. But I showed the skeleton to my brother. My brother is not a collector, but he loves skeletons since when he was a kid. Yeah. I saw the Skeleton Legion building, so oh my God, this is beautiful. So this is a good test to understand how the Mythic Legions are amazing and magic, because also the people that are not a collector, also my girlfriend, she's not a collector, watch this stuff and she becomes surprised for the realistic details and everything. And it's a big result, in my opinion, for an action figure line that also the people are not collector, because unfortunately, I haven't friends right here in Italy that are collector. The only friend that I got is because of my channel. I meet many people collector like me. But the not collected people is a good way to understand the quality of a figure. So it's pretty cool, in my opinion. I got awesome. This one. And I tell you a story for that.
Yeah.
When I saw your live stream, when you showed this paint sample,
Yeah.
at that time I did, because I pre-ordered my figure in general from Space Figure and a retailer from
Oh yeah.
Europe in
Yep.
general.
Yep.
But the problem is they got this figure later. So when I got later, the problem to my review, if you put the review later, the hype goes down. It's a problem for that. So, for example, the Deluxe Legion Builder, I got some figures directly from Fourhorsemen, for example.
Right.
So because if you put together the price for Fourhorsemen, the shipment, and the taxes for the international,
yeah,
you got the same price for Space Figure, because when they got they pre-order, they put also that in the stuff. So maybe it's better for Fourhorsemen because you wait maybe not too much, and it's with the same price. But when I saw your stream with this guy, at the time I didn't pre-order this guy. And I saw, oh my God, I like so much this guy. I saw that. I saw Valak, this guy, Ilithia. I need also this guy. I complete my vampire family after your stream because it's another story. When I start to the Mythic Legions project, I picked just 32 characters for that project. One, because to save a little bit money, because it's not easy to find the figure in the aftermarket.
Oh, yes.
But also because at that time my project was like that. Later, I decided to expand my project. And because of that, I got all guide on the Lithia, except for Artemis, because I prefer the Artemis with the wings for my project. Only that.
Okay. Yeah.
And there we go. We have also one 6-shooter now. Shout out for one 6-shooter. We have also the Dark Lair. We have many people of the family right here.
Oh yeah. This jacket and shirt was a special loaner from Mr. Trevor 16-shooter Williams. I needed a black jacket and shirt because I had none, so he happened to have it, and he came through with flying colors. So thank you, Trevor.
And
this has got to be one of my best Halloween costumes I've ever had. I love it.
So your best Halloween costume become myself.
Yeah. Alithia, like I was saying, she is absolutely one of my favorites now. She's unbelievably gorgeous. I love the way she turned out.
Awesome. It's so beautiful. I like also the skirt, this type of skirt.
It's beautiful.
Because I believe it is especially the part in front is soft but also possible at the same time. I'm correct for that?
Yep.
Exactly. I like that. It's something new in the Mythic Legions also, this stuff.
Oh, you better get used to it because there's going to be a lot coming. You're, like I said, next week.
Can't wait, by the way.
I can't wait. I've been looking at this for months. Yeah, so like I said, like you got the front piece like that, and the wire goes basically from here down across and then back up. So
awesome.
It's it's super posable.
Super cool.
And again, that's from the C. Jessam team. They do some killer stuff. You got this one, and the wire starts up here, goes all the way around to the other side, and you got that nice, stitching. You got 3 stitch lines in there. That's super so cool.
That's awesome. And we miss Vallak. We miss Vallak now.
Where is he?
Another awesome character, in my opinion.
He's somewhere. Let me see. Hold on.
He's somewhere.
The problem is, this is what we start doing. We start taking apart figures.
I try to spell the name correct, to tell the name correct. It's Aferus?
Yeah, Afarius. I mean,
Afarius.
It's you can call it whatever you want. We do too. The name is always changing in the office. Let's see. We got. Oh yeah, here's Jesus. See, he's in parts because we take apart and we try out different things and we see what works. And, you know, like this head's a little tight. So, oh, you stinker. So, you know,
this guy is another amazing character that I like so much.
He's beautiful. He's beautiful. There's going to be a lot coming with him. That's for sure.
Show us a little bit the face of him in the camera.
I know if I get too close, it gets a little fuzzy. So I'm trying to find the right distance for you.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. But he's gorgeous.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
I'll tell you what, the details on, like with Lord Bardrick, right? The details of his leather has a texture in there that when you look at it close up, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that went translated into steel tools, steel molds, and then into plastic, and then paint on top of that. Wow. And it still shows up. So it's so subtle, but it's so perfect, you know? Wow. So when people get them in hand, it's just, they're going to lose it. I'm telling you. Let's see what else we got in here. I have, I can't, oh, that'll come later. I might have a little surprise for you, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to get fired, but we'll see. Oh, here we go. Here's Valak. Actually, so since she was on top, so we got Artemis. She's beautiful. I love this one. And you could take the wings from the other one and put it on her. No problem.
Beautiful. Yes.
You know, but she's and then same thing. She's got the soft goods front, the soft goods back with the wire.
She's awesome. It's the only one that I didn't pre-order only because I want to have only one Artemis in my project, but only because of that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's it. You know, you get what you want, and it's something for everyone, you know. And I love that because there's such a variety.
For example, the accessory in general, sometimes is because many different changeable head are so beautiful. Sometimes many accessories, it's difficult to do a choice to display these figures because you think, oh, why? What is the perfect way for this guy? Because I like an helmet head, I like the helmet head, I like this accessory, I like the other one, and sometimes I put all accessories so the figure looks like with too much accessories. Oh, this one is super cool. This one.
So, again, I mean, it's stunning to see what we send them come back exactly like what we sent. Sometimes even better. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think they can make it any better, and then they make it better.
It's absolutely beautiful. This one.
So he's got. I'll show you real quick. Let me see if I can. So, you know, you got the head. It doesn't come out. It's glued in. But, you know, you can see it's kind of how it's in there, right?
Wow. You can see the sculpt in the other side. Super cool.
And then you got the this piece, you know, just kind of, you know, form fit, and it sits right on there. So you can take that off, you know. He'll look silly without it on, of course. It'll look like you know what? I mean, it works. You know what I mean?
What is the name of the bird? I don't remember. Have a name, the bird?
The bird is called Tweety Tweet. I don't know. I got nothing funny. Yeah, I don't know what the name is off the top of my head, because I think the name was kind of a late addition, and because it's not like on the it's not his name, you know what I mean? So I don't pay attention to it.
Do you have all Mythic Legions figure releases so far in your collection, your private collection? Yes, as a collector.
Of course, I have every single one, plus all the test shots that were released too. I got everything. I earned it.
We miss Varg, I believe. We miss Varg.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, is he? Yeah, here he is. Okay. He's a little shy, so he doesn't have his wings.
The size of this guy is like a dwarf size.
Yep.
Okay.
He's a little midge.
Oh, it's awesome. I like it. I like also the dwarf. By the way, I know that the dwarf is a race maybe not most popular race in the fan Mythic Legion fan, but I like also the dwarf.
Yeah, I mean, you can consider him like a pygmy vampire. But I mean, same thing. Like he was the first one we showed at one of the shows, and everybody was going crazy over him. And he was a very, very popular character for the pre-order. And
yes, I know that because, for example, also my friend Shartimus Prime,
yeah,
he pre-ordered this figure because he was excited about this character, for example.
and it's funny too that, I mean, it's just a new head. I think that's it. Was there anything else that was new on here? I don't remember. I mean, you got like the feet, which are from the Arathir wave, and I think the hands also, and then everything else is older. Oh, maybe these wraps right here are new too, and then I think this was from Belphegor. But it's amazing.
I think another awesome way about how they create character, also that with the paint job, you think two guys maybe with the same pieces but looks like different, and this also this creativity also to use the same tools but to create something different.
So absolutely.
It's an interesting side also of Mythic Legions, this one.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the backbone too, because even in Series 1 there was only like 3 or 4 basic bodies, like with all the parts, and the first Kickstarter was 33 figures, the second Kickstarter was 43 figures, and then you had all these in-between waves. I'm glad we're not doing large ones like that anymore, because that would have been insane. What's up, George? George. What's up? Look what Mr. Allen's wearing. Did you see? Come look. No, come and look real quick. Okay. And this was not planned, but look, he's all in white.
Oh, in white.
Isn't that awesome? That's so cool. So perfect.
Oh my God.
Look, I was cleaning my room.
I had no idea you were going to be here. I thought I'd swing in. I need to print something for Bill. And
yeah, like 2 or 3 of them were crap. So
yeah, well, the finial.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know.
That's okay. I'm getting some music now. Playing a little piano. Yes! 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 Awesome. That's our boy George Gaspar, and he just moved over from California, and he is my partner on Wednesdays. He's my stream partner, and he's the straight guy to the goofy guy. And he was just stopping by to check something on the digital printers. And I don't know why he thought I wouldn't be here when he knows Friday and Saturday I generally work 12 to 14 hours each day.
Wow.
So I don't know why he didn't expect it. So, yeah, I've been here since.
There is some message to George, by the way.
Hey, Cookie said hi, and Walter said hi. Yeah, I got here this morning at, I think, 10 a.m. And we're pushing 10 p.m. So that's 12 hours.
And this happens when you love your work, your job. Like to me, as a writer, as a YouTuber, I work every day, every time. Yeah. I start late because I start maybe 7 p.m. because I wake up at 4 p.m., by the way.
Yeah.
like a real vampire. And I stay working until 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. And then I go to sleep. When oh no, the sunrise, it's time to go to sleep. Oh my God. Exactly. But don't forget that the girls are very fascinated by Dracula. Don't forget that.
Well, it's because Dracula has those magic powers, and he says, yes, yes, you'll come with me. Exactly. All right, so I will give you a little sneak peek at something that hasn't been shown yet. All right, it's right here. Hold on. All right, now, I have constantly been teasing something. like for months and months, and probably for the last year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. I've been teasing it and teasing it and teasing it. And Walter, sorry, I just saw Walter's comment that Walter thinks it's funny that George is shocked that I'm dressed up. after 4 weeks of dressing up for live streams, he's still shocked that I'm dressed up. All right. Do you know what I've been teasing? Something that the fans want more than anything.
I think something big.
Something big. What do you think?
Maybe something large. Something about fire is possible.
That's right. So here, I'm going to give you a quick little peek. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. That's just, oh, you know what? There's nothing. But I will show you one thing for real. Hold on. It's not dragons. Oh. Here's just a fun little thing. But no one's seen it yet. But I thought it'd be cool to show you. This is the Legion Builder accessory pack.
Awesome. I got it because I like this accessory pack. That's super cool. I like the bearded giants that you can do with this accessory pack.
Yep, you got the pauldrons, you got the horn. These are the horns, and then you got the tusks for the shield, and you got the whatever that is, the hammer.
Awesome.
The antlers go in there. So these are early samples. I know people are getting excited about this because it's, you know, we're getting closer, but it's not ready yet. So I don't want anybody to get their hopes up yet. But it is, you know, it is coming. But you got, you know, that is,
wow. This shield is super cool.
This is
designed
so cool.
by our friends Nate Birch, by the way.
I love the way you say his name.
It's correct. Nate
It
Birch.
is. It is. I never like saying his name because there's too many vowels in there.
Awesome. I like so much because when he saw that in the stream at the time during the reveal, I said, wow, I miss these bearded giants. So I pre-ordered from Fourhorsemen website the accessory pack and the ogre size giants to put together this character. It's super cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely this is a fun, you know, little accessory pack for us. So this one, this is a early sample, so these are very tight to go in. That was something I had to fix, but
wow, I love this ad with these antlers. This is awesome.
So cool.
Can't wait to have this guy for my story, my stop motion.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, this isn't really going to work because of the skin, but whatever.
It looks like a strange dwarf.
Yeah.
Maybe a dwarf that they forget the ate the sun. A dwarf that sleep in the day, like me, for example.
Or all over body paint. You know, he's got his war paint that covers his entire body. So yeah, so we got that, and then oops, hold on one second. Oh, come on, this thing makes too much noise. There we go. And then we also have something that I had teased also was early samples of Reinforcement Wave also. So
awesome.
Again, it's just early. There's no set date yet. We're just trying to get, you know, production takes a long time. Production can take, you know, 3 to 5 months, depending on the quantities, and then shipping from China, you know, but just the reinforcements, beautiful. Templar Knight. Yeah.
Beautiful, this one. I like it also because I like also this stuff, this way to this reinforcement on the All-Star wave, because give the opportunity to the people that missing the previous wave to get this figure again without the crazy price in the aftermarket. Because I know something about the crazy market because when I got Jordan Rune Shaper, the price was a little bit high for this little guy.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like I say this all the time. It's Four Horsemen are like, they're trendsetters for many reasons. And that's another one where obviously we have something like, if you look on, Source Horsemen and look at all the characters, it's, I think, like 180 characters, and it just keeps going. Some of them will never come back. That's a given. But you got the All-Star Wave once a year that you generally like 4 characters that were older characters, harder to get. People voted on them. Those are the ones we're going to put out. You know what I mean? Now you got the Reinforcements Wave with the Legion builders, and the price is it's only gone up $3 from the last 5-6 years. They were 22, now they're 25. Like, that's nothing, and it's only because of the shipping. The freight from China has gone up insanely. Like, it's something like 5 times what it used to be. So if it was 1,000, it's how does that work? Well, I don't know, but it's math is not my thing. Art is my, but it's the price.
Me too. I have the same problem with numbers. I have this. I can count. If you put to me five figures, I can count 5 at the first time, 6 in the second one, and 7 in the third one. I'm not good with months, with the numbers in general.
Yeah, we don't need numbers. We just need to know the dates that they're coming out. That's it.
Yes, especially the time, like me tonight before the stream, that I forgot that in US we change later, and then Italy.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, I'm sneezy today. I think the mustache was making me sneezy. I got fuzz all over my nose. But yeah, I mean, just offering all these again is so awesome. Of course, we would like to be able to offer more. We also want to put out new figures. It's not always about just the same old rehash over and over, the same figure, but we do try to help out in terms of, trying to make some of them more accessible at the same price that they were before, maybe a couple $2 more. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? Nobody.
Nobody, exactly. Nobody. It's another expression of the respect of the Fourhorsemen to the customers. Is another big respect, because in the aftermarket, for example, I saw Urzog maybe $400 on eBay, some stuff like that.
That it is crazy, but you got to remember, when that first wave came out, the quantities were so much lower than what they are now. So of course they're going to be hard to find. It's like we have no control over that. That's what the pre-order was. And then something that I do for fun, I just started doing it, was, making the artwork on the packaging, like drawing it with the Sharpie. Have you seen that at all?
Maybe a little bit on your Facebook page is possible.
So yes, I've been working on.
Awesome.
So that's
the Skeleton Legion Builder, I believe this one.
No, that's actually that's going to be Scaphoid.
Scaphoid, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be for All Stars 4 wave, and then I'm going to be like sticking them.
Okay. Scaphoid, the green skeletons. Okay.
Yeah. So I got a whole bunch of colors. And then actually, here's one that I did of Scaphoid before last year at ToyCon. I don't know. Hold on. I just did it on a stand. There we go.
Awesome.
So it's like I was doing that and just giving them away at the show, and that's just Sharpie, just trying to draw it really quickly, So that way, like when I do this, right? What I do is I used to do it just on the package. Now instead, I do it on the paper, and then I'll stick it into the package, and then I'll use the Sharpie on top, and I'll give them both. I'll give them the paper and the package. It's not even the one that comes with the toy. I'll put it on top of the toy one so that they can throw it out if they want. I don't care. You know what I mean? Cool. So they'll when they start finding them, they'll post them up on the Cabal. So I got like Sir Owain.
Sir Owain, yes. I pre-ordered that, this guy.
And that's going to be Tibius.
Tibius, yes.
He's got his little racing stripes on his head right there. This one I'm not happy with. I'm going to rework it because it's very boring. I did it first, and then I started doing more of like action. So Methoder, he's kind of boring. I'm going to redo him.
Awesome. You're still artist inside. You're still artist also during this job that you do for Horsemen. Your creativity needs to do something.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is Vitus or is Vitus? Big question.
It's whatever you want it to be. I say Vitus. I think in the office it's Vitus. Yeah, I sent Walter something fun. Oh God, are you kidding me? Any word on the in-stock sale for All-Stars 4? Well, we haven't even finished shipping All-Stars 4. So I have no idea. I will say this. Right now, we're waiting for the last container to come in. It got delayed, so it pushed us back by a week or two. We should have had it already, but unfortunately, that container has the balance of the figures, so we don't have all the characters here. Every time I say character, I want to say character, just like you, because I hear it all the time. I love it. So we're waiting for that to come in, and then we can finish shipping. So it's going to be another 2 or 3 weeks before it comes in. Then we got a lot of shipping to do. Once the shipping is done, let's see, we got the shipping this, then we got Poxis coming up next week and the pre-order for that, and then other things. But there's a lot coming up. So I really don't know when an in-stock sale will be for this. Honestly, if I had to guess, I'm going to say not until like February. That would be a guess.
I think it's not easy, your job also, because you need to take control of everything. The shipment for the wave ready, the next pre-order, and the tooling for each waves. Yeah. So it's not easy. Schedule everything also in your mind for that.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of took it on last year, and that's just me. I try to be proactive and take care of this before it's like last minute, you know what I mean? So the beginning of, or sometime in maybe middle of 2020, I forget what it was. I was working with them, like mostly with Eric, because, he's planning all the lines, but I was working with him and CB and trying to figure out, I told him, I said, look, we have a lot of stuff coming. We need to schedule it. We need to have solid schedules because we have to have the factory locked in for when the production is. So like project A, we're tooling. Then when project A is injecting. Then when project A is painting, project B is injecting, and then project A, shipping, project B, painting, project C, injection, you know what I mean? So we got to keep it. If you have too many together, then it's just going to go, bottleneck. So we laid out the schedule for 2021, and overall it's going very well. Some delays on the China side that was not factored in because you never know when the delay is going to happen. We try to give enough time in the schedule, but things happen. I've been working on 2022 probably like a month or two ago. And I'm telling you, 2022 is going to be more than what 2021 was. It's going to be insane. So I'm just trying to make sure things are spaced out for the customers, spaced out for the factory, spaced out for us, because we got to sculpt it, print it, paint it, get it photographed. So, each one goes into the next. You can't get it photographed if it isn't painted, and you can't get it painted if it's not printed. You can't get it printed if it's not sculpted, So we have to set up like these kind of timelines for when everything needs to be ready. So that's kind of what I do also. So I do that. I do the production. I do the customer service. I do retailers. And yes, we are getting more people, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do for the time being. That's what it is, you know?
It's not a it's a job that you can do only if you love this job, because it's not easy, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Well, the sad thing is there's more that I want to do. I just don't have enough time. I like sleeping and I don't get enough sleep. Trust me, if I didn't have to sleep, I would be so happy. I would never go home. I'd be here 24/7. But it's not going to happen.
Yes, sometimes we need to go to sleep to stop, for example, my novel, to shoot in video, to do video, because it's time to stop my heart. Because in general, the art take over of you, and sometimes you forget the real life, maybe a private life, because you have too much stuff to do. You, when you are in the process of the creation of something you love so much, but you love with art also, you it's difficult to stop that, because you like so much that. Only when you start. Sometimes I wrote some chapter of one of my novels with closed eyes, because in general, because I schedule nothing as a writer. I do a playlist like a soundtrack for my novel, headphones, and start writing. I watch the screen and I follow the reel for the creation. But sometimes I wrote some chapter with closed eyes.
It's funny. I mean, sometimes you have to let your brain just go, and it'll pull in these things out of nowhere, you know?
These are comments for Walter also.
Yeah. That's true. It's true. It's crazy and true. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It is a job, and I'm I try not to get burned out, but it's been 2 years like straight of doing this, just like nonstop, go, 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 go. And I don't think I'm getting burned out. There are some days that I'm tired, but that's natural. But I mean, I just, there's so much, like, even right now we're getting ready for next week for the intern for a day, because we're going to have like 30 people in here, and it's going to be fun, but we're like making everything look awesome. So even that is like extra, you know what I mean? On top of everything that we're doing.
Yes.
But it's worth it. It's worth it.
Also because the next week is an important weeks for Legion's community, for Legionaries. So you become more busier is correct words, than ever.
Yeah, busier than ever. I mean, and it's the cool thing is we have some additional people that can kind of, what's the word? Chip in, and give a little help, whether it's like with shipping or with, anything, like, especially with shipping. We have a lot of people that we have that help with shipping, and they're like awesome, Greg and Cookie and, a couple other people. And they just do it when they have free time. And it's awesome. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so awesome that these guys love the stuff and love just being able to help, and it helps us, and I don't know, man. It's
also, I think that, for example, to me, when I become tired after maybe 8-10 hours to work, my different stuff, like YouTuber and writing, etc., etc., because in Italian, etc. is eccetera.
I'm gonna use it that way now.
However, when I become tired, I'm tired, but I'm happy, because I'm tired because of my heart. So It's not because when you do a job that you love, you still happy also when you are tired. But if you do a job that you don't like, you become tired and upset with the life. This is no good.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I was kind of curious. My brain goes in a million different ways at the same times, but if I don't ask it, I'm going to forget it. Being that you're in Italy, and I remember, I haven't heard any bells. Where's the bells?
The bells, because when you hear the bells, it was in the summer. In the summer, I open every window, every door, so you listen better the bells. maybe you didn't listen because everything is closed because it's cold today.
Right.
Now it's November. Also because I live in North Italy. Looks like the Maine of Italy. In North Italy is I live in a small town near Turin. Turin was the city of the Winter Olympic Games in 2006.
Right.
And I live in a small town surrounded by a castle. There is a castle in front of me, a
Yep.
church, and only forest. So all forest, but it's close to the mountain, so it's a little bit cold in November.
Yes.
So I can open because it become frozen. I become like an an ice troll, ice Alan if I open everything.
Yes, I hope one day I can come visit you. That's all I'm going to say.
If you will be in Italy, you will become my guest, and we show you my toy room. And by the way, in my toy room, one wall of this toy room, inside of this wall is sculpted different huge diorama made by my father. And I don't know if you see that. You saw that I did a stop motion with the stone troll.
Yep.
Maybe I can show you right now if I found it, because you can understand how big these are these diorama.
Right.
Because the stone troll looks like small. I try to find that in a few seconds.
Walter
now
said you.
It's your
Walter
turn
said
to
you
play some music.
Yeah. Walter said you live in mythos. I agree.
Exactly.
All right, let's see.
Where is that stone pickle?
I can't play.
You can try. You are not bad with it. It's an ukulele, I believe that one. It's an ukulele.
You got it, ukulele.
I remember a big guy. I don't remember the name.
Israel Kamaka Viva Ole.
Exactly, Over the Rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yep.
But I don't know the other words.
he is. I love his music. You know, and sadly he's dead. And it would have been amazing if he was with us now and still putting out music, because all his music is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, so talented was.
Oh yeah, and the funny thing is, he was in a band with his brothers called the Makaha Sons of Niihau, and he was kind of just part of the band, but then he, like, his voice and his ability to just play everything, he just, you know, stood out, and then eventually, you know, went on doing his own thing. But even if you listen to some of the group stuff too, like all of them, they're like, all their voices together is almost like hearing something in heaven. You know, it's beautiful.
It's the talent that is also the genius. For example, I discover that the amazing composer Hans Zimmer, the composer of the Gladiator soundtrack, is a guy that studied by himself music, not with a school of music.
Right.
Because he had a piano in family and started to instinct following the music, and studied just a couple of lessons with a private teacher, and then become a composer. I compose for myself also some little soundtrack for some short movies and stuff like that. I did also that in the past, because as an artist, as a kid, I was I liked so much drawing. But later, the music take over my life for for many years. And in Italy, I opened concert with some famous artists that become a friend. I work in TV also in Italy a little bit. Yeah. But then later, I become upset with the music business. It's not a good business, because if you're gifted and talent, more talent you have, more become difficult find an open door for you, because everything, especially in Italy, the Italian music is so flat, so boring, so garbage in general. So I don't like the Italian music, and because of that I start to writing, because when I wrote a novel, I find another dimension, another world. At that time I forgot the bad music business, no. And then I become also YouTuber. I start with the other, with racing, and also with Mr. Alan. But now it's time to show you the stop motion, my friend.
Okay, go ahead.
The beginning is just an intro for each of my Mythic Legions video, and then start the stop motion with the Stone Troll, and you can understand a little bit how big is this diorama made by my father. This one is a diorama of a castle, but it's not a diorama made by my father. It's another diorama for the interior scene of the story. This is just the intro, latest of the stop motion.
There we go. Hell yeah.
And this is it. This is it. Because it's a long story with many different stop motions. So
how long does it take you to do like one episode?
One episode about 2 hours.
Okay.
But because it's not too much easy, because I did also other type of stop motion on this channel. For example, we talked about that earlier. I created my wrestling federation with Hasbro styles. And with my friends, I just design a little bit, and my friends sculpt for me custom figure in Hasbro style, like character they never had a Hasbro figure, like King Kong Bundy, from Big John Studd, or Play Boba Di Rose, many characters. I created my wrestling federation, and each week we have a weekly stop motion show, and I wrote the storyline for the feud for each character, like a wrestling federation. So every week I did this stop motion schedule every week for wrestling. Also, I have the series of Mythic Legion, and the last episode was number 5.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I have a series of Master of the Universe, just 2 episodes until now. And I did also Foot Fighters stop motion also. Do you know the Foot Fighters?
You're a very busy man.
Yes. Also because in this stuff I put many review. I coverage on this channel toy news for each brand, each toy line. Sometimes when there is some Hasbro Pulsecon, I did maybe 20 videos to give you the first look for each figure. So it's not easy. In the same time, I tell you a crazy story. Sometimes when I work on my other channel of wrestling, I do a live reaction. In the same time, I publish my video, I promote the video for Mr. Alan in the same time. So I split my brain, one to answer each question, because sometimes, for example, when Brock Lesnar is some match, I have maybe 200 people in the chat asking questions about Brock Lesnar. I answer the question at the same time, so I publish the video on the other channel. When I finish, I go to write on my book. So, because by the way, I published 5 novels in Italy, and I started to write in novel in 2007, and now I'm working on my novel number 38. I published just 5, but I create a story when I stop 4 days for a 4 day off, and then I start another story.
What kind of stories are they?
It depends of the book. Sometimes horror book, sometimes thriller. Sometimes also a book without a type of story, maybe a mashup between love story with paranormal stuff, or maybe some story with like some killers and stuff like that. Depends on the story. That sometimes I schedule something, sometimes nothing. There's not a typical rule.
And it's not a serial with like the same character, in each story, going through.
I published 3 books of that. Wait a minute, I show you something. play the ukulele?
Mr. Allen is going to get his books for me.
1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, and now this is a little promo, but they are in Italian. So this one is my first one and was published in 2013.
Okay.
Then I started a trilogy. In 2014, I published this one. This is the number one of the trilogy. The trilogy is like, the name is a Fragile Dream, I can translate.
How do you say it? How do you say it in Italian?
Fragili Sogni in Italian.
Fragili Sogni. Okay.
Okay, and this one, the first of the trilogy. This is the second one of the trilogy. And sometimes there are also erotic scene in my book, depend of the story, by the way.
You can send me those. I'll definitely read the erotic parts.
This one has a lot of erotic spots.
Let me hold on. Let me write that down. Hold on 1 second.
And this is the third one. This one, however, in English, the translation of the title is the Game of Truth, the translation.
Okay.
And the title of the trilogy is the Rain and the Darkness, looks like.
Got it.
And this one is the third. The first one, I don't know what is the translation, because Inquilino, I need to Google that.
Okay.
Google Translate to understand. Inquilino in English. Tenant. It means tenant.
Got it.
Tenant is the first one. The third one of the trilogy is Un'altra vita, translated in English. Un'altra vita is another life.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
And the last one was this one. And the introduction of this book was made by a popular, my friend, anchorman in Italian that I worked with him in TV show some years ago.
Yep.
In Italian is Chi è la ragazza, and the translation is Who is the girl?
Yep. Chi
So
è la
this
ragazza?
is the 5 novels that I published until now.
Yeah, well, congratulations. That's 5 more than me.
And by the way, this is the episode number, I believe, 37 of my Mr. Allen Super Show.
Oof, 37. I wish I was still 37 years old.
No, I'm 17. I'm 70 years old.
37, man. I don't want to say anything. Never mind. I was going to, I wonder if there's going to be any special episodes coming up. That's all.
Yes, the special guest, still a secret. Guys, to all of you to watch right now, I told you a little bit because I teased something on the Cabal.
Yeah.
I can tell you more. The next few weeks will be more revealed, more about the guests. But on December 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern will be a special episode, Mr. Allen Super Show, celebration for 1 million views. And by the way, now are close to 1,050,000 views. Good. Will be a Mythic Legions party with special guests. So guys, stay tuned on the Cabal, because next week I will start with some reveal about the guests that will be on the show.
It's going to be awesome, I'm sure.
Yes, it will be super cool. Cool that episode. Yep. Now I forget the question because, like you, I mean that my brain goes everywhere during a conversation. So. That's me all day. Like you were saying though, like I am literally doing 5 things at the same time. I'm like looking at an email from a customer, and then looking at an email from the retailer, and then trying to figure out something for the factory that they sent me, and on a schedule, and when we're going to, like, that's me every day of every hour of every day. It's like they got 2 people working for one, you know what I mean? That's right, 1 6-shooter.
Hell yeah. Well, you know what? I know it goes all the way back. I was asking you about being in Italy. Something that I was curious about with you being in Italy is with the wrestling world. Now, is the wrestling world, WWF, WWE, is that very popular in Italy, or is like a lot of your viewers more from the US? How does that work?
In general, for this channel and the other one, Wrestling Channel, with Alan Magnetti, both are viewers from US, India, Pakistan,
What?
and from the Orient. In Italy, wrestling is popular, but they like especially the some type of resin that I like, some that I don't like. We told
Oh,
before the dancer butterfly instead
yeah.
of giant. So in Italy, yes, my dear friend is a guy as a broadcaster, was an official broadcaster on Sky from WWE, for example.
Yeah.
But yes, there is the people follow wrestling, but not like in US. For example,
Got
I
it.
discover also like in India or this type of country. Because I got some new viewers for this area. For example, remember my live reaction for the episode of SmackDown with Brock Lesnar, the comeback
Yep.
face to face with Roman Reigns,
Yep.
got the live only that live reaction 3,000 of views. 300 no sorry 300,000 of views. 300,000.
That's crazy.
Yes, because of that, I did also some viral videos of 1 million videos in the wrestling channel.
Right.
The people they like especially talk with you about what happened and start to ask you opinion for that. What is the way
Right.
to this guy? So you mention everything. So, but it's nice. I like it. I split myself. I told that with Trevor some weeks ago. I split
Yep.
myself in two different Alan. Mr. Alan in the world of toys, and the other one, just Alan of Wrestling Channel. I am also an Alan musician, an Alan writer. So I have many Alan inside of me.
Oh man, no, but it's how amazing is that though, with the power of the internet, that you're reaching all these people. You're probably making a lot of money off of all that YouTube too, but
yes, I can pay my, I don't remember my taxes. What is the taxes? No, in English also, because in Italian, because I give you another story. I learned in English with wrestling.
oh
When I
yeah.
was at school in English, I was so bad. But when I start to watch my DVD of the Golden Era, I rewatch many times WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, SummerSlam 1988. I learned English because of that. When I listen, I heard Gorilla Monsoon, the talk with just the Buddy Ventura, no? Because of that, I learned English.
How old were you at that time?
When? Now or
No,
at the
but
time?
when you were first watching it.
I first watched you as a kid, I believe, because of my father. My father at the time was a bodybuilder just for hobby.
Oh
And
yeah.
to push himself to like that stuff, watched wrestling. And maybe I was 8 and 9 years old at the time, some stuff like that.
So
And I watched this character.
were you? I can see you, little 9-year-old Alan, running around the school, going, "Oh yeah, brother, come on, you want some of this?"
And English because of that. And the weird stuff is that because every day I watch YouTube channel in English. For example, your stream, the stream of Jeremy, of Trevor, or my friend Shartimus or Pixaden. My friends that I meet with this, because of this channel, I rewatch many times to review the figure of Mythic creatures that I want, because to watch very well what always these figures. I watch wrestling in English. I do wrestling channel in English. This in English. Sometimes I think in English, my friend. This is the crazy side of that. Sometimes in Italy, for example, sometimes I start to say basically instead of the Italian words, for example. It's crazy that.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? I mean, your English is like ridiculously good. So obviously, it's working, right? Your English is phenomenal, and it's, as everyone I think pretty much usually says, your English is better than my Italian. I think Trevor said that too, or Dennis. No, I think it was Dennis. I remember somebody was saying that too, but it's true. Your English is amazing.
Also Brian Flynn told me that many times.
Brian's a cool dude. He's got a good thing going over there.
Yes, it's awesome. I'm so grateful with Brian because this show started with Brian.
Right.
Start in August 2020 with Brian, and later he was in fourth episode, Brian, my show.
Wow.
But started with him, and so I'm so grateful because it was the first one that trust in this show. So
Yeah. I mean, he's great, man. He does. If you ask him, he'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, he loves doing it. He's always got a great personality, very, talkative. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of good information. He's always great about that. And that's awesome, especially considering he's the owner of the company. You know what I mean? Like, I know majority of the owners would never do that. Like, whether they think they're too good for it or they don't have the time for it or whatever, but you should do it. Like, why not? And he's very charismatic. He's very, informative. And I've shared 2 or 3, panels with him on like the SDCC at home for the indie toy companies. And, I love hearing what he has to say. I've talked to him, several times, and, he's cool like that. He'll do it. And that's great for you. You know what I mean?
yes, it's awesome. It's awesome, Brian. No questions about it. I met many interesting and awesome people with this channel. Many designer, also actor. I did an interview with Anthony DeLong. Is the guy that play Blade in Master of the Universe.
Yeah.
I become a friend with William Stout. We did 2 shows right here. William has an amazing story about the movie land. He told me awesome story about Schwarzenegger, or one of my favorite director, David Lynch, because he met David Lynch many times. He had many lunch with David. A lot of awesome stuff. So I like this. I love my channel because of this channel, I meet many people that I like because good vibes, artists, creativity. That's super cool.
Yeah, like I said, man, the power of the internet, it's amazing. It's still new. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that old. Like, we were kids and we were basically just had a TV and that was it. And now, you could reach out and talk to everybody, at different time zones and different sides of the world and make these reaches and connections, so it's cool.
Yes. How much time do you have now? Because we are close to 2 hours. We are 1 hour and 37 minutes.
I mean, anyone who knows me knows I will talk all night long. That being said, I still have to drive home, and it's about 40-minute drive home at 11 o'clock at night. So I think we'll probably have to start wrapping it up.
Maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah,
other 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
So maybe it's time for some question from the chat because I saw something. So I go to the beginning.
Yeah. I think we probably hit most of the questions.
Yes. I don't remember what is the question about the torso view by Dorkley, because during when we shows the paint samples for the figures, but I don't remember what is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is that a new torso or something over the top? I wonder which one he was talking about. I have them all right here. I mean, maybe he was talking about Varg, with this thing.
Maybe was that.
But I did show that it comes off, and it's just the Belphegor piece anyway. What else? You know what? I do want to show one thing. It has nothing to do with Mythic Legions, but it's my friend who works here. He does these great little pins. They're gigantic, but it's so freaking hilarious. I love these pins.
Awesome.
So he's got 2 already. You should go to his Etsy shop. It's from Bill. It's Harold the Skeleton. Harold the Skeleton is something that's been in the office for a long time, like one of those paper, skeletons for Halloween. His Etsy shop is Pointless Fun Things, and I would say just go there and support him as an indie pin maker. And by the way, George made these pins for him, so it's twofold. You should definitely check them out. They're great. They're great pins. Sorry, they're sitting right there, and I had to say something.
There is a questions maybe that you can answer, but I show you however.
Yep.
Is the Poxus wave an all new wave we haven't seen?
Hello, McFly, you slacker. Is the Poxus wave an all new wave we haven't seen? I would say that if it continues on the trend of the Horsemen waves, it'll be, so we had Arathyr, we have Alithia. It'll be a majority of new parts and probably some older parts or some older new parts or some newer old parts.
So you can, so McFly, you can get the answer, and you can split the question. You can reverse the question. You can do everything with this answer.
Everybody knows that I'm the master at not answering a question. Yeah, like I think we hit a lot of the questions as they were going through already. Anyway, do you have any questions related to?
I give you my last question because now we are close to the end.
Yeah.
If you can come back and meet your version kid of yourself, so the little Chris.
Yep.
And you go. Imagine this scene. Imagine you dressed like myself. Go to the a magic screen that give you the possibility to come back and meet yourself as a kid.
Yeah.
And maybe the little Chris ask you, "Oh, who are you? I have a question for you. How will be my future?" What is your answer for yourself?
My answer would be I would put my hand right on his face. I'd push him out of the way, and I'd grab all the Star Wars toys and take them with me back to the future because you don't deserve those toys.
This is awesome. There we go. It's time for the piano, my friends.
Do it.
Thank you guys to enjoy the show. And don't forget, next week is the best Mythic week of the year. It's the Christmas before Christmas. And Christmas with Chris. And Chris is Christmas days today. Thank you guys. And don't forget to subscribe because the next guest is on, I believe, on November 20, a Master of the Universe cosplayer, Rebecca Cox. So stay tuned for that. But stay tuned because more is coming on this channel for Mythic Legions. So thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you guys. And don't forget, subscribe, my friends. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Chris, for joining with me. A lot of fun together.
Grazie.
Again in the future because it's super cool.
Hey, you know what? This is what you need to do. Next time we have an intern for the day, I better see your name on that list.
Awesome. Should be very awesome. Thank you to all of you guys. Goodbye to all of you guys. Bye-bye from Alan and Alan. Rebecca Cox is a cosplayer. Stay tuned. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.